Today we are discussing pedicures. Although many of the pedicure steps are going to be similar to our manicures, we do want to just take time to point out some of the differences that you may observe between manicures and pedicures. Pedicures are a service performed by cosmetologists or nail technicians. Pedicures are to provide the client with a relaxing experience, possibly rejuvenate, and just also provide overall health benefits to clients as well. You may be doing basic pedicures or you may be doing spa pedicures. You may be helping the client with different issues that they may be experiencing with their feet that requires them to have treatment over time. You may be, they may just be coming in for soaking or moisturizing or just shaping, callus reduction, different things, exfoliating. It just depends on what they want and what you guys come up with during the consultation. In order to be successful at providing pedicure services, professionals need to have a thorough understanding of pedicures and the procedures and equipment that go along with it. When selecting your pedicure equipment, is going to come down to a couple of things: your budget, your space, your clientele, the number of pedicures you're doing a day, and the extent of the services you want to provide may all be considered when you are thinking about your pedicure equipment. Keep in mind the ergonomics of it all, making sure that you are comfortable and your client is also comfortable. Make sure you have an armrest and a footrest for your client, and make sure that you, as the professional, have a comfortable chair to use as well. Your pedicure bowl, or sometimes it may be called a foot bath, or a basin, or a tub, or just different, names that people call it. That's going to depend on your salon. You have some that are automatic, and you have some that portable, you have some that are non-portable. The choice you make on your foot bath, again, it just depends on what you would like to have to provide services to your guests. You can customize pedicure units as well. Again, it just depends on your budget and the services you are looking to provide as far as your pedicure chair and pedicure foot bath is concerned. You will also have your pedicure cart, similar to a manicure station. You'll have a pedicure cart to keep all your supplies available and handy while you're providing services. Different designs are available. Just making sure that you get a surface that is able to be cleaned and sanitized is the most important part. It's a good idea to have your cart on rollers, so this way, in any event you are going from one guest to another, you can move about easily. You also have different equipment that you may want to use. It depends. If you're going to be providing spa pedicures, you should think about your mitts and your hot stones and paraffins and different essential oils and different soaks and maybe moisturizers that you would like to share with your guests. Those are all things to think about, what services you would like to provide to the guests. Also consider your implements. You have your toenail clippers and nippers and different things like that. The toenail clippers are a bit larger than the fingernail clippers. Toenail nippers are another professional tool for shortening toenails. They are similar to fingernail nippers, but they have a large hinge box and longer and thicker jaws. This allows them to shorten the nail, whereas fingernail nippers are generally for dead skin removal. You have different tools like the curette as well. A curette is an implement with a small scoop-shaped end that allows for efficient removal of debris from um, the nail bed around the eponychium and the hyponychium and the cuticle. You have a nail rasp, which is your narrow metal implement with a groove edge used for filing and soothing nail plate edges. Your pedicure nail files. Usually a medium grit file is best for shaping, and fine grit works for finishing and sealing the edges of the toenail. You have your foot file, your large foot file, also known as the paddles, reduce and smooth thicker calluses. Foot file come in different grits and shapes. Clean and disinfect them between use or dispose after a single use if they cannot be disinfected. The foot file disinfection will depend on the manufacturer. Some are able, some of them are single use and some of them are multiple use implements that can be disinfected. Remember, again, when doing your disinfecting, you're going to be using gloves. Disinfectant should not come in direct contact with your skin. Always follow the manufacturer directions and all safety procedures and protocols. Products that are specific to pedicures may be foot soaks or callus softeners and scrubs, masks, or different things are created specifically for pedicures. Your foot soaks are products put into the pedicure bath or water to soften the skin while the feet are soaking. You also have exfoliating scrubs, which are usually used to remove dead skin or dry skin and help to also smooth calluses as well. We have our mask products, which can be used to cleanse, exfoliate, tighten, hydrate, and also nourish the skin as well. Masks come in various forms. They can be for, mint mask, oil mask, hydrating mask, moisturizing mask. It just depends on, your client's skin and what you also select for them. You have different lotions and skin creams that will help to soften the skin. And these can also be prescribed as home maintenance to your client. You have different types of callus softeners. Callus softeners tend to come in varying degrees. So you have some that are soft. I know there are manufacturers that make products that are similar to moisturizers and lotions that can soften the skin. And then you have other products that may be stronger that contain salicylic acid or potassium hydroxide or different chemicals that are used to soften the calluses for clients. These are things that you and your client will discuss during the consultation and that you will have to decide which product is best for each client. Remember, we are not cutting off the client's calluses. It is illegal to cut or dramatically reduce um, a client's callus. So you want to make sure that you are always within the scope of your practice. Unless you are working directly with a dermatologist, then cutting the skin would not be in your scope of practice. So please be mindful of that. So you want to recommend services that are within your scope of practice that will help treat and reduce the irritation that clients may be receiving, but you are not using razor blades or you are not using anything that may fall out of your scope of practice. So keep that in mind. As you move to your client consultation, you're going to be discussing with the client any health concerns that may prevent them from receiving a pedicure, or if there are any steps to the pedicure that you may need to omit because of any health conditions or concern that they may have. You're going to be discussing, how they want their nails to look, and also just keeping track, have their client record cards available. And that's a good way to keep track of the services that your client get, and also what it is that they can and cannot receive. You're going to be, reviewing the client's feed. You're going to be observing and analyzing and determining, if you notice any kind of issues with the nail that may prevent them from receiving a service. You can discuss any nail conditions that you might see, calluses, red spots, any kind of markings, or any dry skin that you may be able to assist the client with. You should be recording all of that information. And again, keeping the client record card is the best way to ensure that you are staying in touch with your client's needs and just being mindful of what each guest should and should not have. If the client notifies you of any medical conditions, you make sure that you proceed accordingly. Make sure that you have the permission of their physician if they have any issue that may prevent them from receiving a pedicure service. If you are not sure, then do not provide that service. So if a client has hypertension, you may not want to provide, the massage part of the service. For clients with circulatory or varicose veins, you may not want to provide the massage part of the service. You don't want to increase their circulation and cause any harm. For clients with sensitive or redness prone skin, you do not want to irritate the skin with any kind of massage that may cause irritation. For clients that may be experiencing different skin issues or arthritis or anything like that, you just want to be mindful of how you perform your massage, and always be constantly checking in with the client to make sure that they are enjoying it, they are not feeling any pain, they don't have any irritation, and everything is going as expected. If you have clients with varying degrees of disabilities, you may be needing to check in with their caregiver, or just reiterating what it is that you said, or letting them know, this is what I'm going to be doing, this is how I'm going to be doing it, and this may be the approximate amount of time that it takes for me to complete the service. Maintaining good client records will allow you to keep in touch with your clients, provide them with the most recent salon information, and also just be personal with the client and let them know that you do consider their services important as well as their overall health. And so you just want to make sure that you are able to provide the best care that they need. As a service provider, you want to make sure that what specific menu options you plan to have available for your clients. Whether it's going to be aromatherapy, whether it's going to be masks, will you be doing only basic pedicures? Will you only be doing spa pedicures, or just whatever it is? You make sure that you have it all set up and easy for the client to understand. You will also be incorporating your massage techniques, your effleurage, your pessage, your tapotement, and whatever massage technique that you feel is necessary to relax the client, rejuvenate the client, and provide the most health benefit to the client. You can consider providing reflexology massage as well, if that is something that you would like to add to your professional service menu. Reflexology is a method of applying pressure with the thumb and index finger to the hands and feet. This specialty massage employs many acupuncture and acupuncture principles. Acupressure is pretty much based on the principle that the hands and feet correspond to all organs, glands, and other body parts. So, massaging those various points on the hands and feet can help to relieve pressure in various parts of the body. If that is something that a salon wishes to do, they should upgrade their service menu and become certified in reflexology training from a highly recommended reflexologist. The Reflexology Association of America will be able to assist professionals that are interested in providing that service. As a professional, you do want to make sure that you are providing as many accommodations as possible. Oftentimes, people may wait long periods in between getting pedicures, and so sometimes that may um, cause them to need more services or more long-term services. So as a professional, you may be making accommodations by having portable pedicure bowls. You may have extra support for your client's legs, and also making sure that you are talking it through and explaining to clients that may not be able to visually see everything. You want to be keeping in mind, what kind of pain or health issues the client may be feeling, or just making room for their caregivers, making sure that you don't aggravate any kind of health condition that they have by making sure you have done a thorough consultation with your client. Be sure to discuss any contraindications, such as shaving. Make sure you let your client know not to be do a shaving of the legs or any service that may break the skin 48 hours prior to performing a pedicure service. Always include your toe separators and your pedicure slippers when applying polish to the client's nails. You can think of different ways to upgrade your pedicure from basic to spa. Again, by providing different services that your client may like, you can look at your clientele and see what kind of services would they like to receive, or you can even do a survey to see what kind of things would they like added to their pedicures. After you have completed all your services and you're sure what services you're going to be providing, you have your consultations in order, and you're keeping all your client record cards, and you have all of that information together. You want to make sure that you are always providing an exceptional guest experience to each guest that you service. And that includes making sure that you have cleaned and disinfect all of the areas that you are working in. Make sure that with the tub that you use, you are disinfecting the tub properly. There are various types of tubs. Many salons are using liners to assist with the extensive cleaning that some pedicure chairs cause. So if you are using disposable liners, check with your state to make sure that disposable liners are allowed in your state. And also, just make sure that you are familiar with the deep cleaning protocols that go along with pedicure bowls and pedicure chairs. After each guest, you should be removing the attachments and making sure that you clean and disinfect them properly. Also, Remove any residue that's left in the tub. Clean and disinfect the tub with liquid soap and warm water. Clean and disinfect the brushes as well. You're going to refill the foot bath with clean water. If the foot bath has jets, make sure that you are covering the jets. You're going to be measuring the correct amount of disinfectant according to the manufacturer's directions, and you should be circulating the disinfectant through the foot bath for 10 minutes or as indicated on the product label. Clean and disinfect all external parts and surfaces. Drain and rinse with clean warm water and wipe the foot bath dry with a clean paper towel. You're going to be documenting the cleaning of your foot bath, and at the end of the day, the foot bath should be cleaned as well. Please remember to use gloves and safety glass during your sanitation procedures. When performing your basic manicure, you want to make sure you have all your supplies set up. Your callus softener, the curette, cuticle remover, your mask if required, foot bath, the lotion, the cream, the products, whatever soap you're going to be using, nippers, nail rests, pedicure files, the foot file or paddle, your pedicure slippers, your toe separators, your toenail clippers, your polish, if you're going to be using toenail polish, and then your eyewear if you're going to be using that as well. You're going to start by removing the client's polish and inspecting their toenails after you have everything clean if that's required. You can place your client's feet in the bath and let the client's feet soak for 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to dry the client's foot off and trim the toenails. After you carefully trim the client's toenails, remember that when you're trimming, after trimming the client's toenails, you're going to file the nails. And remember to file the nails straight across. If you need to use the nail rasp to remove any debris along the free edge, you can do that as well. You want to buff the nails and apply a cuticle remover and also a callus softener to the nails. After you apply the cuticle remover and callus softener, you're going to wrap the foot in a towel and lay it aside. Remove the other foot from the water and repeat those steps as well. Use the wooden pusher, foot file, and then exfoliate. So you can remove your first foot from the towel wrap and use your wooden pusher to gently remove any loose skin tissue. Next, use the foot file to smooth and reduce thicker callus areas. Exfoliate with the scrub to remove dry or scaly skin. And you're going to repeat these steps on the other foot. You can rinse foot, brush nails, and then dry it. You'll place the first foot in the foot bath and rinse it off. Lift the foot above the water and brush the nails with the nail brush. Remove foot and dry it thoroughly. You can then wrap it loosely. You're going to repeat the steps again on the other foot. After you have dried both feet, you can reapply the cuticle remover. Unwrap the first foot and use single cotton tip wood pusher or product dispenser to reapply the cuticle remover. Remove cuticle tissue carefully. Remove excess cuticle remover using a clean, lint-free wipe. Use wooden or metal pusher to carefully remove cuticle tissue from the nail plate. Do not break the seal between the nail plate and the eponychium. Remove nail debris from the nails. If necessary, you can use the correct to help and assist with this. Use your nail brush to scrub the nail plate, making sure to dip the client's feet back into the foot bath to rinse, and then remove the client's foot. You're going to dry the foot thoroughly and then wrap the towel and repeat everything on the other foot. After you have cleaned the nails, filed the nails, removed all of the debris, you can proceed to your foot massage. After your foot massage, remember the same massage techniques translate from, facials, manicures, and pedicures as well. So you will still be using effleurage, petrissage, tapotement, and possibly friction vibration. It depends on what level of massage you are providing for your client. After providing your foot massage, you want to remember that if there's any oil on the nails, you want to use a dehydrator. You want to clean the nails and make sure that the nail is prepped for a polish. Make sure that you put on the client's toe separators and their slippers prior to polishing their nails. So you're going to put the slipper on the client, and then you will put the toe separator on the client as well. And then proceed with polishing. Apply your nail dehydrator to remove any oil from the nail. You're going to apply the base coat, 2 coats of color, and then your top coat to both feet. If you're going to be using a drying product, you can apply that as well, and then escort the client to the drying area.